The exact same dash cam that was designed for a motorcycle is also great for your bicycle. But a dash cam for a two-wheeled vehicle requires some special thought and consideration that you just don't find with a car dash cam, and there's a couple reasons why an action camera is great for taking cool footage, but less ideal for a bike dash cam. My name is Drew Kozub. I run the tech website geekingout.ca and do a national TV segment about tech and gaming. After testing out the GekoGear Moto Snap, a dash cam made for motorcycles but actually beneficial to bike riders too, I do believe this is one of the best options available today for cyclists. So why get a dash cam for your motorcycle or bike in the first place? I guess there's two main reasons. Number one, scenery. Capture the world around you as you're going for these rides. But probably most important is safety. Before we dive too deep, let's cover some of the basics about the MotoSnap 1080 from GekoGear. As the name suggests, it records video in 1080p. There's multiple mounting options. It comes with a 32GB micro SD card and supports cards up to 128 gigabytes. There's a G sensor, which is a key safety feature I'll explain shortly. The built-in battery lasts for 7 hours of recording time. The app experience is simple for seeing your footage and adjusting your camera settings. The camera's microphone automatically removes wind noise from your footage, and it can be used with motorcycles, bikes, scooters, ATVs, even snowmobiles. There's nothing better than the feeling of freedom that you get when you're on two wheels. Whether you're on a motorcycle, a scooter, or just cruising on your bicycle, it's a great way to get around. But anyone who has ever driven any vehicle of any kind on any road or any street anywhere has also encountered people who are careless, distracted, or downright dangerous drivers. You're having a great ride, and then suddenly a car cuts you off or does something totally unpredictable. In that moment, when you're on your bike, you realize just how vulnerable you are, and you think if something happened, it would be your word against theirs. So that's why I think the GekoGear Moto Snap is extremely well suited for riders. It was designed from the ground up to solve the unique needs of capturing footage when you're on a bike or a motorcycle, and then make sure that footage is there to back you up if anything were to happen to you while you're on the road. So, what makes this camera so special? Let's dig in. Any dash cam is totally useless if the footage looks like trash. What's the point if you can't read a license plate? And what about night or tough lighting conditions, like when the sun is setting and the light is shining right into the camera? The Moto Snap records videos in a super sharp 1080p, but the secret weapon is actually the special Sony sensor it uses. It's called a Starvis sensor, and it doesn't matter if you don't remember that name specifically right now, but as you continue to do research on dash cams, you'll see a common denominator in higher-end cameras, including outdoor security cameras, is a Sony Starvis sensor. That's because they perform exceptionally well in all different kinds of lighting conditions. MotoSnap has great video, but if you forget to hit record before you hit the road, then any camera is going to be useless. With this specific dash cam, that will never be a problem thanks to a really cool design feature. There's no buttons. When you're ready to ride, you just snap the camera into place and it instantly powers on and starts recording. You don't have to think about it. They've designed this mount to attach to a motorcycle mirror, and it took me less than 2 minutes to install, but if for some reason you don't want it directly on your bike, you can also mount the camera onto a helmet. For my bicycle, I picked up a $20 bike mounting kit on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for that. And I was able to attach the MotoSnap camera mount to my bike handlebars, which made it easy to switch between my bike and my wife's bike. If you do go with a permanent mount solution like the motorcycle mirror, what happens when you park your bike? You certainly don't want to leave your expensive camera just sitting there tempting a would-be thief, right? Within a second, you can easily slide the MotoSnap out of its mount and take it with you. This is a great design because while the camera is very snug and secure when you slide it into the mount, you're not worried that it's going to fall off or you're going to lose it while you're riding, even on bumpy terrain. But when the time comes to take it out, it's super easy to do that. Now, the most important thing, and the factor that separates cheap dash cams from good ones, is what happens if you're in an accident. With this dash cam, on normal use, the camera will record as much footage as your SD card can hold, and then, when it's full, it will start overwriting the oldest files in a loop. It's super easy to get the footage from your camera using the Smart app, so if at any point you see something cool on the road, you can easily grab that footage. But let's say you were in an accident. Someone rescued you, and the camera just kept on rolling. You certainly don't want that footage to be overwritten, and there's a super important feature in this dash cam to prevent that key footage from getting overwritten. The Moto Snap has something called a G sensor. This can tell the degree to which your bike is tilted. If it tilts too far, like in a crash, the footage automatically gets locked. This means it can't be overwritten, the file is protected, and the data from the location of the accident is hard-coded into the file. So you have exact proof, if you ever needed it, showing not only what happened, but exactly where it happened. This is the big difference between a high-end dash cam and other options, and this is also a reason why an action camera isn't necessarily a great substitute for a proper dash cam. Those action cams are great for capturing tricks and cool moments, but they don't have the same smarts built in to protect the most important footage. Hopefully you'd remember to save the footage from a dash cam if there was ever an accident, but with the GekoGear Moto Snap, that will never be a concern because it protects the footage for you. Bottom line, is it worth it to shell out a few $100 for this dash cam? If you're a frequent motorcycle rider or use your bike often as a mode of transportation, I think this specific dash cam will check all the most important boxes of what you need, want, and covers you for the things that you don't know you need or want until the time comes that you really need them. If you are looking for a top-notch dash cam for your bike and don't want to compromise on anything, the GekoGear Moto Snap is hands down the best choice. Hopefully you found this video helpful. For a deeper dive, you can read my review on the Geeking Out website at geekingout.ca. And if there's anything I missed and you have questions about this camera, just reach out in the comments section. My name is Kozub. Thanks so much for geeking out with me.